Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie, and today it's a little late in the day, but we're going to start a really quick project. And I wanted to show you what I've grown for the first time. Let's go look at it. So over here, we have one bloom and a few more ready to start. Now this looks just a little bit like a regular crocus, but this is October. And if you pull that to the side, do you see these little stamens? This is saffron. This is the first time I've grown saffron. I've never tried growing it before, and it looks like it's a success. So now we have several others. You can kind of see them with their little tiny grassy foliage sticking up. I don't see any more, but I planted a bunch in here. We're just going to see how many come up. Now I was so excited about these, but I was only able to get about 20 bulbs last year. So let's go look and see what I kind of overdid myself on. So I went and got a bag of 100 bulbs of saffron. Now it may be a little bit of overkill, and I've never used saffron in cooking before, but I would like to try. And then also, I like the idea that it's a fall blooming bulb, and I'm going to use it along the edges here. Now from what I've heard, and it seems like it's worked well in that other area, saffron does not like a lot of water. The edges along here does not have a lot of drip irrigation on it, and so it'll get some water but not a lot, so hopefully it won't be too wet for it. It's also not going to be trampled when we park the cars on this side. Another thing is it's a fall blooming bulb, so we'll get some color here in the fall, and I think it'll just be a fun place to plant. So let's get started and see how to plant saffron. Now planting saffron is really easy. It's just like planting other bulbs. I have a bulb planter right here. I also have, my little garden shovel. I could use a regular shovel if I want, but what I'm going to do first is just move the mulch to the side. Now we're going to bury these about twice as deep as the bulb is big. Now this top part, you can see the new growth coming up on the top part. The flat part is where the roots are. So we're going to put the flat part down about twice as deep as this is. It says, maybe about 4 inches deep is what the bag says. So now we have a little hole dug about 4 inches deep. Bulbs like some phosphorus, so I'm going to put a little bit of fertilizer in the hole. Mix it in so that the roots don't come in contact with the fertilizer. And then I always like to plant bulbs in groups, not individually. So we're going to plant, 5 to 7 bulbs in each hole. So there we have 7 bulbs in the hole. We're going to cover them up. Tap it down just a little bit. Throw the mulch back over the top. And that's it. Now I've got 100 of them, so let's finish up this job and plant the rest of them. Now that we have all of the saffron planted, let's use my little fancy dancy cut glass dish and harvest the stamens off of my saffron. And there's the second one. So we have 2 little stamens in here. Let's take them inside where you can see them better. Before we go in, I just wanted to show you the sunset tonight. Isn't that gorgeous? Now these two little stamens of saffron are not going to do much, but I'm hoping by next year we're going to have enough to try to use them in a recipe. So it's been about a week since I finished filming the saffron planting video, and I actually got enough saffron to try a recipe. Now, as I've said many times before, I am not a cooking channel, and so I'm not going to show you how I do the saffron rice, because this is my first time. I've never done it before. What I did is I Googled the first saffron rice recipe I could find, and that's the one that showed up, and that's the one I'm going to use. Now, the one thing I did do a little bit of research on is every saffron rice recipe I looked at called for a 1/4 teaspoon of saffron threads, or a pinch. Now, I'm like, how do you take, I don't know if you could even see them in here, but how can you take these little threads of saffron? Let me open this up. How can you take these little threads of saffron and measure them on, with a 1/4 teaspoon? So I did a bunch of research, and what they said is a pinch of saffron, or a 1/4 teaspoon, is about 6 saffron threads. Now this recipe that I found on Google, it did something different than the other recipes, and I wanted to try that. So, and this is all I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you how I cook the saffron rice. Maybe I'll throw a picture of what the rice looks like when I finish it at the end of the video. But what they did is they took half of the saffron threads, so 3 saffron threads, and then crushed them with a mortar and pestle, which I do have. So, and then put the other saffron threads in there and soak them with a 1/4 cup of hot water. So that's what I'm going to do, and this is going to be the first time I've seen the color, what it looks like. And now I know this video is poor quality. I don't have good indoor lighting for this, so hopefully this will show up. So let's try crushing 3 saffron threads for the first time in my life. So, I don't know if you can see that. So there's 1 little thread, 2, 3, well, there's 4 of them in there. So let's see if we can get you up close enough to see that. So there they are. Let's use my little mortar and pestle and see if it... Wow, the scent is amazing. So as you can see the color, I'm going to have to pour the water over the top of this so I don't lose it. I'm going to put the other 2 threads in. One, 2, so now that's 6 saffron threads. And then let me see if I can rinse the saffron off of this pestle. Okay, let's pull this back a little bit. With the light, let me see if I could turn the light off and see if it'll make it better. Yeah, I am sorry about the quality of lighting in here, but that is a beautiful color, and the scent is just extremely strong and beautiful. So I'll put a picture up at the end and show you what the saffron rice looks like. Now this was a bit shorter of a video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you go out and try and plant some saffron. If you want to plant saffron, you need to order it a little bit early. I ordered mine in July because I knew that saffron sells out when it gets to be around September. That's when people start actually thinking about planting. So I ordered mine from, I think it was Holland Bulbs or something like that, but there's several different places where you can order it from, and I think they're all pretty much, as good as the other place. But anyway, I am excited to wait until next year and see how these grow and see how they look. So if you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Up here we have an area where you can subscribe, and have a wonderful garden adventure.
So cute.